After reading this chapter, I think I can firmly say that Kuma has the best flashback in all of One Piece, and I don't think there's a singular character that comes close. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Potential Unleashed. I'm back with another One Piece chapter review. This is One Piece chapter 1102. It's titled The Life of Kuma. It concludes his backstory, and I plan on doing an in-depth video breaking down his entire backstory, probably sometime after Christmas, maybe before New Year, somewhere around that range. Really freaking good chapter, really good flashback backstory, and I think that Oda ended it in a really beautiful way. But if you guys enjoy regular anime content and reviews like these, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out a new video. With that on, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's get into this review. The chapter, it starts off with Bonnie. She is in combat with Marines. We know that she went to sea in order to find Kuma. They know that her death has something to do with age. Talk about in the last town that she attacked, it was a bunch of injured citizens, well, senior citizens and children. She's going, and I find it interesting. Maybe it's because she fought with the other ruffians like Tots, Potato, and Gyogyo, but it's really weird that Bonnie, being only 12 years old, well, I guess in this instance 10 years old, and that I know that she aged herself to be an older woman, but she is destroying these Marines. It's really funny, but she's looking for Kuma. She is on this island, and Kuma, although he wants to see her, he can't, and he's like, hey, I know you want to see me, please understand, but you can't chase after me anymore. This interaction reminds me so much of either like a scavenger hunt or a treasure hunt, because each and every time Bonnie goes to an island, looks for Kuma, she's always just a step behind him and can't find him, and she's like, where the heck is he going? That's just so cool. And also like that there was a panel where she talked about when she meets her father, she wants to try and look for Nika as well, because that's his idol, and she wants to say, hey, I found Nika at this so-and-so island, and knowing that since Kuma looks up to him so much that he'll be thrilled. I also want to mention this is where Luffy, he got his first bounty as well after defeating the Arlong Pirates, and I want to mention that this is the page that we got a sneak peek of during Jump Festa. Dragon, he is headed to Logtown because now that Luffy has a bounty, he is officially a pirate, and he's more likely than not going to adventure in the Grand Line. So Dragon's headed there to make sure that Luffy can set sail safely. There's also Ace and Jinbei, and I love this. I actually did not realize how close they actually were, which makes sense now how and why Jinbei was really adamant about trying to save Ace and wanted Luffy to free him when he was impaled down. But they talk about how Luffy was the one to defeat Arlong. Jinbei's like, whoa, this brat was the one to take down Arlong, because Jinbei knows firsthand, being the former captain of the Sun Pirates, how strong Arlong was and how much of a menace he was, hence why he eventually thanked Luffy for stopping Arlong's rule over the East Blue. Bonnie's a pirate who's similar to the Straw Hats, how they only steal from really bad people and they only help people whenever they really need it. I guess in the Straw Hats sense, it's whenever Luffy feels like it. She also has the jewel on her face. The reason why she put that ring-like thing around her cheek is because she wants to make sure that Kuma can recognize her, because now that she's cursed, she doesn't have these sapphire scales on there, and maybe that's how he originally viewed her. So now that she has that there, he'll be able to recognize her whenever they meet up. Kuma is in Egghead talking to Vegapunk. There was a line talking about there's some rookie who decided to declare war on the world government. This would be Luffy whenever he declared war and shot down and burnt the flag, trying to save Robin, saying that he'll do anything if it means saving his crew. And so this would mean that this timeline was before Thriller Bark, before Kuma went there, before the news about Blackbeard defeating Ace happened. So probably before that fight took place, but after Enies Lobby. So somewhere in that post Enies Lobby arc. This is also where Vegapunk finds out that this individual is Dragon's son, and Kuma's like, well, I mean, you're going to be fiddling and get access to my memories, so you might as well know now. I also find it really interesting how he's like, hey, he's a man with rubber powers similar to my idol Nika, and well, that actually is him. We get to see some of the interactions that Kuma had with the Straw Hats from his perspective, so that would be Thriller Bark and Sabaody. During Thriller Bark, you know, the scene when he tried to take Luffy and the Straw Hats, they said, hey, not a chance. And then we got Zoro taking Kuma's pain. We know that Kuma had to do this in the past, and when he sucked out Pause, all of Luffy's pain, and turned it into that air palm, he said that this amount of damage might even be enough to knock me out. And we know that Buccaneers are some of the most durable and have some of the most endurance in the series, right along with the Lunarians. So the fact that Zoro was able to take all of Luffy's pain, still standing being conscious, just proved how even more impressive of a feat it was. Kuma was actually already near Sabaody when he got the message of that the Warlords of the Sea, that they were going to have to head towards Marine headquarters in order to fight the Whitebeard pirates. He was looking at Bonnie because this is the last time that he'll actually be able to see her face before he loses all of his memories. And before he's about to leave, there is a riot at the Human Trade House, and this is because Luffy was the one to hit the Celestial Dragon. Kuma actually saw it, and he's like, yo, why are these Straw Hats always in the middle of things? Seeing this, that Luffy, he didn't give a fluff that it was a fishman and that he still wanted to protect them and end up punching the Celestial Dragon because of him. This inspired Kuma to separate the Straw Hats and send them away, because he knows that Luffy is going to be, or he's supposed to be, this type of hero, somebody that's supposed to change the world. So he wanted to make sure that they could escape. And while Luffy was saying, hey, I'm weak, and this is all my fault, you know, the scene of him pouting and just very upset because he felt powerless, Kuma was like, it's not that you're powerless at all. I'm just doing this to show you the difference in strength and what you'll need when you enter the new world. Seeing this, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I plan on, you guys know that people on Twitter, people on YouTube, all over at the end of the year, they do their top 30 strongest characters. After like hearing Kuma talk like this, I haven't done it. I've like made my list of my different people. I might have to change some people around, because Kuma, that brother, he is special. Heading back to Egghead, Saturn, he instructs Vegapunk to install a self-destructing device in Kuma. Vegapunk's like, well, why the fuck would I do that? You already essentially are making him lose his emotions. But he's like, hey, I don't want any of the slightest chance in Kuma finding a way to turn on us. Now this moment right here, it kind of has me wondering if Vegapunk decided to go behind Saturn's back and do this, and this could be a potential way for Kuma to regain his emotions, because he said that what he could do instead is that he's invented a circuit for the brain that allows one to switch between two states of consciousness, akin to a split personality. So if you allow me to test, so I wonder if Vegapunk found some way to do this, because I firmly believe that Kuma will eventually regain his emotions, his memories, and that he'll be the Kuma that we all love again. It's about that time Kuma, he is going to officially have his memories erased so that he can go to the war the best, perform the duties of the Warlord of the Sea, and Vegapunk is going to send his clone soldier with him. But Kuma has two requests. The first one is that he can program, or Vegapunk can program, for him to protect the Straws until one of them returns. We know that Frankie, he was the one to return there. He brought this up to the Straw Hats, and this because he believes that Luffy is the type of person that is a hero, that he's going to change the seas. And the different moments that he was able to witness these Straw Hats and Luffy up close, he really moved him. The second request I'll talk about a little bit later, because it's towards the end of the chapter. But also, remember how Kuma had his memories placed somewhere in the Egghead? Well, apparently it's a copy of his memories, and once somebody touches it, that it'll be disappeared. Which Vegapunk, he has different technologies that he can access it without touching it. But the reason why I mention this, because Bonnie, she ended up touching it, and a lot of people are theorizing that whenever Kuma, because he was disappearing, we saw that he was recently at the Red Line on his way to what we presume to be Egghead, that if he was able to touch that, then maybe he would get access to his memories. But if Bonnie touched it like she did, I forget the chapter, that would mean, I think it was chapter 1072, that would mean that it would no longer be accessible. This part of the chapter, I would definitely say, I haven't had an emotional moment like this in One Piece in a long time. I didn't cry or anything, but it was really sad, because Kuma was like, man, like reflecting on my life, I wonder like if I trouble anybody. And you just see his journey, him running, right? Seeing his different interaction with different people. There's Ivankov, there's Jenny, there's Dragon, there's Bonnie, just every single individual that Kuma interacted with, and that seeing that his journey changed from when he was a child all the way up to where he is now. And this broke Vegapunk. He was like, hey, ain't nobody gonna sit up in here and think you troubled them. If anything, they were grateful for you to be around. And different staff members that are there, they're crying. Cinnamaro is seeing Kuma off, and it's just such an emotional moment. And the last thing that Kuma requests is that, hey, if you ever see Bonnie again, please wish her a happy 10th birthday. What a way to end a flashback. Like I mentioned earlier, this has an argument that it could be the best flashback in all of One Piece. But let me know how you guys feel about this chapter in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. It's on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.